Let's talk. I want to just briefly go back to this comment you made because I thought it was very interesting. I wrote it down. You said uh, you have this Nobel Prize worthy money for 8 years, where they can't take out their principal for 7.5 without getting penalized. Is this attractive to people?
Yeah, very, extremely. You see, people, I'll tell you the secret to cryptocurrency, okay? Because I'm the most honest person in this industry. The only thing that drives prices up is buying and holding. And getting you to buy and hold are narrative memes. And it depends on what memes you fall for. You like pretty JPEG pictures and you want to buy a serial number loosely related to a JPEG, which may or may not still be hosted on the internet. Millions of people are falling for that one. The price goes up. Okay. Maybe you fall for the throughput meme. We need more empty chains. Okay. Maybe you fall for BSC or ETC, or hey, my new Pulsechain has got 4 to 10 times the throughput. Maybe you fall for that one. But in the end, you falling for a narrative meme that never came true anyway, like programmable money, you can't program Bitcoin to wake up in the morning. Can't program it to do anything. It's a joke. Like peer-to-peer digital cash, nobody's using it for digital cash. You got to wait sometimes 3 hours to get a single confirmation. Get out of here. It's a joke. But all that matters, oh, by the way, you can't use it anywhere either. You can use it less places now than you could in 2017. But none of that matters. None of those narrative memes that everyone thinks is so important matters at all. The only thing that actually matters is buying and holding. And guess what? There's only two people that get rich in crypto. The people that buy and hold and the founders. Founders of exchanges, founders of currencies, people that buy and hold. Traders get wrecked. They get annihilated. They provide extra yield for the people that don't get wrecked. And so why don't just be honest about it and monetize it and pay people to do the only thing that works anyway, which says, you know what? They're going to inflate Bitcoin to pay miners to destroy the environment. Why don't we inflate Hex to pay speculators to hold the price up? And then we defend the network's price like Bitcoin miners defend the hash rate. And you have less negative externalities. People don't get wrecked by fees, providing volume to exchanges to make exchanges rich. By the way, isn't it a little disgusting that the Coinbase founder made more money than founder of Bitcoin did? The Coinbase founder made more than Satoshi did. And that's the opposite of decentralization. It's not good.
I don't imagine you're very bullish on the Bitcoin Lightning Network, but so I'm not going to ask you about that.
Garbage.
I'm going to ask you about Ethereum 2.0. What
Sure.
is that going to do to Hex?
Well, it's a really good question.
Is it even going to happen?
It might not ever happen. And it's very poorly designed, and it's likely to have bugs. And it's been delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed, which is the nature of software, but it's a little bit unreasonably delayed. So let me tell you some of the poor design in Ethereum 2.0, which may never happen. And we're beating to market with our own features. Moving to proof of stake, awesome. Removes the destruction environment, removes negative externalities, but they did it wrong. Oh, and it helps the price because miners aren't selling it down all the time to buy electricity and enrich weird mining hardware companies in the middle of nowhere. So that's all good. The problem is that they introduced centralization and it's already cost people $100 million. So to become an Ethereum validator, you have to have 32 Ethereum. Okay, well, that's 150 grand. You got 150 grand? Oh, by the way, guess what you're buying? A job. You have to have 150 grand of Ethereum and run a server that never has downtime or you get penalized. So you have to have always uptime. If a cosmic ray bit flips your memory, you lose money. So you got to move your servers underwater or anyway. So the point is, what do people do? They don't want that job and they don't have 32 ETH, so they give their keys to somebody else. And guess what happens when you give your keys to somebody else? They steal your money or they get hacked and your money's lost. So a company out of Israel called Fireblocks was taking people's Ethereum and putting it into the Ethereum 2.0 staking contract that will give you yield. And guess at some point in the future, and guess what? They lost everybody's keys. So what did we do in Pulsechain, pulsechain.com? We said, you don't have to have 32 Ethereum to be a staker and to be a validator. You can just delegate your votes to another validator and you'll make a cut of the fees. And that's it. And so now everyone holds their own keys and it's decentralized. And if this guy goes offline, you don't lose your entire stack. You know, it's just a better design. Furthermore, we've got battle-tested software that already works and people have lost hundreds of millions of dollars to find the bugs and fix them. When Ethereum 2.0 launches, I bet you there's going to be some bugs that people got lose a lot of money to find. And so we're beating them to the market with their own feature set, which is primarily higher throughput and proof of stake to get more price movement upwards and less burning of the environment. And you know, our test node already works and you can go see your coins on it right now and our mainnet should be in about 2 months. So some of the things they want to do are great, but they just didn't go about it the right way.
Okay. For NFTs, which you mentioned folks
Sure.
need to hodl for hope,
I hate those things so much. I absolutely hate them.
How do you relate then to Pulse X? Isn't that built on your network Pulsechain?
So basically, a good analogy is that Pulsechain is a fork of Ethereum. That oh, by the way, it's only deflationary. It burns 25% of the fees, and it doesn't have to mint new coins to pay miners. Even in Ethereum 2.0, they still inflate to pay the rewards. So we still have better tokenomics, even if Ethereum 2.0 was going to launch tomorrow. Pulse X, so Pulsechain is similar to Ethereum, very similar, like, almost bit for bit copy with a proof of work rotation and improved game theory in the tokenomics. Pulse X is similar to Uniswap. It's an on-chain exchange that also burns fees, and it's unique in that because we're inflating 1 million times the supply of ETH when we fork it and just giving those to the people that sacrifice to support free speech. In PulseX, people can sacrifice to support freedom of movement and assembly, some rights people forgot that we had. And then you airdrop all those people that sacrificed the free PulseX tokens. And so those guys are going to get, because the supply of Pulse is 1 million X higher, it misprices all of the ERC20s, which are now called PRC20s in the Pulse chain. They're all mispriced because their market cap of the Pulse is inflated 1 million X. So you have to drive up the prices on the automated exchanges 1 million X. In order to do that, you have to add 1,000 times more coins on one side and remove 1,000 times on the other side. 1,000 times 1,000 compounds to 1 million X. And so now the AMM price fixer bot has a ton of PRC20s. It puts those in liquidity on the PulseX pairs, and now you've got the most liquid fee-burning exchange on that whole network. And then you mint an extra coin to provide incentive for people to bridge in their ERC20s to back the value of the PRC20s and earn that inflating token as a reward, which helps us reduce the Ethereum fees by reducing their load by removing their users.
Essentially, you're like you said, 1 million Xing and then deflating from there. But
that's the hardest concept that we've talked about, and I'm amazed that you actually got that. Like that is the hard, like that is a really hard one to explain. And congrats on getting that, because I probably didn't do a good job explaining it.
No worries. But I want to ask you, and thank you. But PulseX is also going to have NFTs, and you don't like NFTs.
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, it's going to look, man, every new chain that launches is filled with scams, and we already see people using the Pulse name to create their own scams on BSC. Pulse Moon, Pulse Shib, Pulse Doge, Pulse whatever. Like, people are so excited about Pulse that if you stick the word in anything, people are buying it. So, and I hate that. Just because I'm launching Consensus Network doesn't mean I like all of the garbage that people are using it for. So, when's the last time you saw Go ahead.
Is this yours? The
Pulsex.com? Yeah, it's just a fork of Uniswap. No, somebody else's. And I don't like it at all.
So this is somebody else's?
Yeah, I don't like it at all. Listen to me. Okay. They're going to have a 10% fee to get in and a 10% fee to get out. So if you even ever buy the coin ever, you've already lost 20% on paper. That disgusts me. Cryptocurrencies are supposed to be efficient, which means reduced fees. How could losing 10% of your stack to get in and 10% to get out make any sense? It's an obvious Ponzi scheme. And then it says that they're by hand manually going to hand a third of their money to SpaceX at some point in the future, a for-profit company that may not even accept their money. It doesn't make any sense. It appears wildly to be a scam to me.
Because I was going to ask you about that.